James McPhail, and I'm an effects technical director. Effects TDs animate most of the things that aren't characters. So if it's not like a character giving a performance, we animate it. So stuff like explosions, fire, dust, drool, debris, blowing leaves in the wind, anything that's moving, that needs to move but isn't actually like a character giving a performance. It's sort of what we do. I did quite a lot of work on the arc gun, which is an alien weapon that sort of disintegrates people with lightning bolts, and getting the look and animation of that right and approved, that took some doing. But yeah, it's quite satisfying shots, and I think they've been quite people have been quite surprised the first time they see someone sort of get blown into mist. Luckily, it's all over quickly, so it's not too bad. A lot of the effects work is very subtle, like stuff that doesn't leap out on screen and say, hey, I'm an effects TD, I did this. It's stuff like, you know, aliens kicking up dust and sand as they're walking around, but it's actually quite challenging to achieve it and have it feeling natural. The bar was set pretty high, and sort of meeting that's always a challenge. When I was actually at VFS, I met Sean Walsh, he was a visual effects executive producer on District 9. He came into one of our presentations, and actually, I guess through that, sort of asked me to send a reel in when I was finished, and I did that, and pretty much started at Image Engine straight after graduating, which was great, and I've been there until the end of District 9 for the last 2.5 years. Worked on a variety of shows there. The first thing I was working on was a bid piece to work on The Incredible Hulk, and went on to work on that film, and then we did some Stargate stuff, some stuff on Watchmen, and then most recently District 9. I knew what sort of position I wanted to get into at a studio. I sort of figured that out while I was at VFS, from talking to a few of the mentors and that. And from that, I sort of, when I designed my reel, there were sort of certain things I wanted to include. It was one shot, it's only about 10 seconds long, and it was, I guess, probably 4 or 5 months work on that, which I'm a lot faster now, but it was a way of showing that I can do the basics. Like, I can make debris fall, and I can do compositing and effects animation. Like, I didn't want to get into character animation. I'm not a character animator. I didn't want to spend so much time doing that and then do what I wanted to do. I wanted to demonstrate sort of the core skill set for getting hired as a junior effects TD. I'm actually teaching a compositing class once a week at VFS for Term 4 students. So sort of just starting the visual effects part of their program, sort of entry-level compositing, and it's great. Like, I really enjoy it. I think, especially seeing I've only been in the industry for a few years, just out of school, it's my memories of VFS and what sort of students are going through and that are pretty fresh. So I try and sort of teach from that angle. Like, this is the sort of stuff you need. Any sort of, I think, arts, like production arts industry, networking is paramount, and VFS certainly provides a lot of opportunities in that regard. I mean, starting with your classmates for one. I mean, I keep in touch with a good dozen or so people out of my class that are working all over the world now, talking on MSN all the time, stuff at work. So it's, you know, there's that community, and then being exposed to say, part-time instructors and mentors and people who are coming in from outside, like they're good resources, like those sort of people, to meet them and get introduced. It's a good way, I guess, of meeting people who are working locally in studios. Technology is becoming less of a barrier. Like, it's getting to the point that stuff can be achieved with less compromise, I guess. And I just really like the fact, like, I like helping achieving a director's vision. Like, it's great to work on sort of making things that don't exist come to life. It's really cool. And just, yeah, helping tell a story. Like, I love movies, and the reason I guess I probably wanted to get into this in the beginning is watching stuff like Star Wars and that when I'm a little kid, and I loved it. And just being able to be a part of that now is great. Like, I really enjoy what I do at work every day. Watch lots of movies, for one. Like look at what's out there and what's been done before, because everything's always talked about with, you know, reference to things, and like get a feel for that. But at the same time, like, especially if you want to do similar sort of things to what I'm doing, like the effects side of things, you need to get sort of the good core technical skills, but at the same time you need to need to develop, I guess, an appreciation for animation and that sort of things. But at the same time, and when you're actually coming to do a demo reel, like, keep it simple. Don't try and blow people away with some, you know, crazy short film production, because the chances of achieving that by yourself in a reasonable time frame are pretty slim. You're better off doing one thing really well, and then there's always opportunities to learn more stuff. But yeah, I guess quality over quantity.